Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today we're going to talk about a problem with the drain outside the house. We have the gutters and the leaders that come down from the roof, but what happens, it goes down into an underground pipe that brings it out to the curb to get rid of the water so it doesn't seep into the foundation. The problem we have is that the water at the end where it goes out into the street is trickling very, very slowly. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out what's going on inside that pipe and we're going to get it corrected. I do have a feeling it's a break in the pipe because I can see a section of the ground that actually caved in a little bit. So we're going to dig down into that area there and find out what's going on inside that pipe, and we're going to clean it out and we'll take care of it. All right, so come on, let's get outside, and we're going to change into some work clothes and let's get started. All right, and this is what we found inside that pipe. This was the roots that actually grew up inside the pipe and restricted the end of it. All right, now that we had gotten the roots out of there, it actually it flows a little bit better, but there's still something going on. So let's continue up top and see what it is. Well, the hole was much smaller, but to find out what happened in there, I needed to dig it out to find out exactly what was going on. And once I got down in there, I found out that somebody had put rocks down below it, probably to keep the pipe at a certain pitch. And then when they filled it in, they threw rocks on top of it as well. So the two rocks together, when the ground froze, it just crushed and broke the pipe. And that's what we're stuck with. Now we have to get the new pipe underneath the sprinkler without damaging the sprinkler. Okay, so we cut the pipe out on the top and the bottom so we could slide the new 4-inch pipe underneath the sprinkler hose without breaking the sprinkler hose. We have a 4-inch coupling on the top and the bottom, and we slid the two pipes together. We slid the upper one on all the way up, put the lower piece on, and slid it down to make a perfect fit. So that's it. Let's test it and see how it is. Okay, and as you can see, it flows really well. Now that's just a garden hose that's in there right now. Once the rain comes down very heavily through the gutters and leaders, it'll do its job perfectly. All right, the next thing we have to do is we're going to backfill that area that we dug out so that we can cover the whole thing up, and then we'll replant the grass up on top of it. Now, as you notice, we're not putting any rocks inside there, because if we put rocks in there, all that's going to do is create a problem later on down the road, and we're going to wind up having to deal with the same issue again. Most likely, we're going to find this problem elsewhere in years to come, but we'll have to deal with it as it comes along, because whoever did do it most likely just threw rocks in there to keep the pitch, and then threw the rest of the rocks and debris on top of it to fill the hole in. So we'll just deal with it as it comes along. We're just going to backfill it, and then we'll put our grass up on top of it, we'll water it, and we'll be good to go. And we didn't damage the hose or the sprinkler at all. Now you can see here we threw all the dirt back inside there. We put the grass on top of it, and that's what the pipe looked like, you know, from the rocks. It was crushed and split down the side and wasn't working at all. So, all right, we're just going to backfill it with just regular clean dirt, and those rocks we're actually going to dispose of those rocks, and they won't be used. It's never a good idea to throw rocks in around the pipe, because when the ground freezes, obviously it's going to crush the pipe and distort it, and you're going to wind up with a problem. So as you can see, it turned out to be a little bit more difficult than we thought. Initially, we thought it was just going to be that blockage on the end of the line, and when we pulled that thing out, it looked like a snake inside there. That was roots actually from a bamboo tree that actually grew back up inside the pipe and clogged it all up. The other thing we never expected to run into is that broken pipe in the ground there. I kind of had a feeling something was going on because, like I said, the ground was a little bit soft in that area and had a little tiny hole in the ground. But after finding out what it is, instead of changing 25 feet this way and 25 feet that way, just cutting off that section with a hacksaw, and we're able to install a new section where that pipe had broken off. But that's it, job's done. We're going to wait for the rain to make sure everything is perfect. But I'm sure it is. We did test it. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.